Tonight it's very clear there's werewolf lying here. There's so many things I wanna say. I've always loved you, I could never leave you alone. Sometimes I just forget, say things I might regret. It breaks my heart to see you crying. I've always loved you, I could never make it alone. I am a man who will fight for your honor. I'll be the hero you're dreaming of. I have always needed you. I could never make it alone. I am a man who will fight for your honor. I'll be the hero that you've been dreaming of. We'll live forever, knowing together that we did it all for the glory of love. Just like a knight in shining armor from a long time ago. Just in time I will save the day, take you to my castle far away. I am a man who will fight for your honor. I'll be the hero you're dreaming of. We'll live forever, knowing together that we did it all for the glory of love. We'll live forever, knowing together that we did it all for the glory of love. We did it all for 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 love. There's audio dropouts. Let me check my status. Check, check, check. I don't see anything peaking on my side. Is anybody else experiencing bad audio? All right, well, you guys keep me informed. Okay. Okay. Good to know. Hi, everybody. Happy Sunday. Hi, Leo. Levon. Hey, Jude. Tiny Dancer. Okay. Thanks for being here. And Madman Across the Water. Okay. Hi, Moritz. Matter of Trust. Or She's a Beauty. Okay. Hi, Jan. Traveling Prayer or Ballad of Billy the Kid. Okay. Hi, Thomas. Signed, sealed, deliver. And we are the champions. All right. Bill Hasty, how we doing, my friend? Hi, Al, joining us from Hawaii. Mahalo, my friend. Hi, Ted. Heading to the Who in a week. Nice, long, cool woman in a black dress. Don't you forget about me or anything by the Who. Okay. Hi there, Brian Schabowitz. Hi, Jake. I don't know what M is. Oh, there we are. Maybe I'm amazed. Okay. Have I heard of Mark Martell? I can't say that I have. I'm sorry. How about a Daniel intro? All right. Hello, Leo. Good to see you. Thank you. My favorite Queen song. That's a tough one. I should say Bohemian Rhapsody, but it really isn't. I mean, it's obviously like the masterpiece, and I appreciate it for that. But my favorite ones to listen to are a tie. I have three. Another one, Bites the Dust, Radio Gaga, and Show Must Go On. Thank you, Dinosaur. Who's my second favorite female musician? Oh gosh. Well, I mean, there's a lot of them. My favorite singers are probably Celine Dion, Anne Murray, Barbra Streisand. But as songwriters, I think Alanis Morissette is pretty kick-ass. I think Melissa Etheridge was very, very good. In country music, I was at her peak. I think Reba McEntire was about as good as it got. Patsy Cline was just a treasure, truly. I love Diana Ross and the Supremes. I love Aretha Franklin. I love Ronnie Spector's voice for her music. I wouldn't love it on everybody's song, but I love it on her music. I love the Celtic Women. The Celtic women have unbelievable voices. That's a special kind of singing that they do. That's really special to me. Hard, I mean, there's just so many. I've always admired Whitney Houston's voice. I never enjoyed listening to her songs as much, though, because I always felt like I was being yelled at all the time. They spent a little too much time in her, like, power range. So it wasn't so much her voice. It was just, like, they constantly chose songs where she spent, like, all of her time up and, like, at some point I was like, whoa, stop yelling. Mix it up a little bit. But that's just a personal taste thing. I loved, I can't remember what her name is, but I love the vocalist from Sixpence None the Richer. She has a beautiful tone. So, and Sheryl Crow. I love Sheryl Crow. I think she's a boss woman. So, and how can I even possibly forget? I think that I think Sarah Bareilles is a national treasure. So, lots and lots. Hey, Scott. Thanks for joining us. All right, Fire and Rain. Nice. Jean, salute. All right. And merci for being here. Okay, let's get started on some of these requests. We got a lot of them. This is one of my favorites. This is for our friend Leo. Leo True Frost. Here we go. Levon wears his wool worn like a crown. He calls his child Jesus because he likes the name, and he sends him to the finest school in town. Levon likes his money. Makes a lot, they say. Spends his days counting in a garage by the motorway. He was born a pauper to a pawn on a Christmas day when the New York Times said God is dead and the war's begun. Alvin Tostig had a son today. He shall believe on. He shall be a good man. He shall believe on. In tradition with a family plan. He shall believe on. He shall be a good man. He shall believe on. Levon sells cartoon balloons in town. His family business thrives. Jesus blows up balloons all day. Sits on the porch swing watching them fly. Jesus, he wants to go to Venus. Leave Levon far behind. Take a balloon and go sailing. While Levon slowly dies. Yeah. He was born a puppet to a pawn on a Christmas day, when the New York Times said God is dead and the war's begun. Alvin Tostig had a son today. He shall believe on. He shall be a good man. He shall believe on. Tradition with a family plan. He shall believe on. He shall be a good man. He shall believe on. He shall believe on. He shall be a good man. He shall believe on. Tradition with a family plan. Woo! Shall believe on. He shall be a good man. He shall believe on. He shall believe on. He shall believe on. He shall believe on. All right, thank you very much. Okay, so now I have a third report of some audio dropouts, audio lags. That's something that just sometimes happens as a result of the streaming process. But is anyone besides Bill and Moritz experiencing, like maybe when I get to a place where I'm singing loud, the audio just drops a little bit? because I'm not noticing it in my mix, and I'm not seeing. It doesn't appear that I'm peeking out the app, and I know I'm not peeking out my board. Okay, just making sure, guys. Okay, to answer your question, Thomas, Moritz is correct. I'm a baritone. Now, interestingly enough, I have picked up not a ton of range, but like maybe a whole tone worth of range on my upper end. But more importantly, I've picked up, I seem to have learned how to sing without putting as much pressure on my chest and vocal cords, because I have greater endurance. Since my vocal rest last year, I've noticed I have greater endurance in my upper register, and I've been playing around with it. There's a number of songs that I have bumped up a half step from where I had been doing it. So maybe I'm not always still in the original key, but there are a number of tunes that I had been playing a whole step below the original recording, and now I'm a half step below, and it's still working good with my voice. And a number of songs that I played a half step below before that now I'm doing in the original key. So, which is a strange phenomenon at this age. Most people start to have their voices deepen a little bit, but mine seems to have actually expanded upward just a little bit. I would still call myself a baritone, though, because of the timbre of my voice, and because, as Moritz points out, I still have a lot of power in the lower to mid-range, but at least in my natural voice, I'm able to hit not every tenor note, but I'm able to compete in that part of the register. But it's not as natural for me as the mid-range and the lower range. Okay. Let's do one for Moritz here. I was just showing our friend Ted how to play this song the other day. Actually, I'm going to do one for Ted first, and then I'm going to do one for Moritz, because I already have the lyrics for the one Ted wanted to hear up. So we'll talk about that in a moment. This one, I am going to butcher this a little bit, but I reviewed it shortly before I came on today, and this is a song that Ted had asked about in the question and answer session in my private community on Friday afternoon, and it's by the Hollies from 1972. It's called "Long Cool Woman in a Black Dress." Saturday night I was downtown working for the FBI, sitting in a nest of Batman, whiskey bottles piled high, bootlegging boozer on the west side, full of people doing wrong, just about to call on the DA man when I heard this woman sing a song. to the table like a tall walking big black cat. Charlie said, I hope that you're able, boy, 'cause I'm telling you, she knows her side. And suddenly we heard the sirens. Everyone started to run, jumping at the doors and tables when I heard somebody shooting gun. Well, the DA was pumping my left hand. She was holding on to my right. Well, I told her, don't get scared. You're gonna be spared. Gotta be forgiven if I wanna spend my living with a long, cool woman in a black dress. Just a 5'9", beautiful, tall. Just one look, I was a bad mess, 'cause that long, cool woman had it all. Had it all. Had it all. All right, and then I was just mentioning this last Monday when I had a private piano lesson with Ted, which we do occasionally on Google Meet. I was just showing him how to play this great song from Billy Joel on the album The Bridge. This was a top 10 hit for him, and it's one of the kind of rare songs that he plays on guitar instead of piano when you see him live. It goes like this. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Summer love is just a lie of the hearts. Cold remains of what began with a passionate start. It may not want it to end, but it will. It's just a question of when. I've lived long enough to have learned. Closer you get to the fire, the more you get burned. But that won't happen to us. It always been a matter of trust. I know you're an emotional girl. Took a lot for you to not lose your faith in this world. I can't offer you proof, but you're gonna face a moment of truth. It's hard when you're always afraid. Just recover when another belief is betrayed. So break my heart if you must. It's a matter of trust. You can't go the distance with too much resistance. I know you'll have doubts, but for God's sake, don't shut me out. This time you've got nothing to lose. You can take it, you can leave it, whatever you choose. I won't hold back anything. I'll walk away a fool or a king. Them love is just a lie of the mind. Make believe never was a matter of trust. I'm sure you're aware of we both had our share of believing too low when the whole situation was wrong. Some love is just a lie of the soul, constant battle for the ultimate state of control. Heard lie upon lie, so it can hardly be a question of why. Some love is just a lie of the heart, cold remains of what began with a passion to start. But that won't happen to us, 'cause it's always been a matter of trust. It's a matter of trust. Whoa, it's a matter of trust. Whoa, yes, it's always been a matter of trust. All right, let's try a little Stevie Wonder here. Just finding out what key I should be in here. Just making sure there's no more pop-ups going to come up on my screen here. All right, and don't tell me to get a pop-up blocker. That even screws these sites up worse, because they know that you're trying to deprive them of any chance to make any money, so then they just go haywire in other ways. Okay. A 2. 1, 2, here we go. Like a fool I went to stay too long. Now I'm wondering if your love's too strong. Ooh, baby, here I am, signed, sealed, living, I'm yours. Then that time I went to say goodbye. Now I'm back and not ashamed to cry. Ooh, baby, here I am, signed, sealed, living, I'm yours. Here I'm, baby, I'm signed, sealed, living. Got my future in your hand, yeah. Here I'm, baby, I'm signed, sealed, living. Got my future in your hand. living, I'm yours. Seen a lot of things in this old world. When I touch them, they mean nothing, girl. Ooh, baby, here I am, signed, sealed, delivered, I'm yours. Ooh, baby, set my soul on fire. That's why I know that you're my heart's desire. Ooh, baby, here I am, signed, sealed, delivered, I'm yours. Here I'm, baby, I'm signed, sealed, delivered. 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 I've done a lot of foolish things that I didn't really mean. I could be a broken man, but here I'm with you, got the future, baby, yeah. Here I'm, baby, I'm signed, sealed, delivered. Here I'm, baby, I'm signed, sealed, delivered. Here I'm, baby, I'm signed, sealed, delivered, I'm yours. Seen a lot of things in this old world. When I touch them, they don't mean nothing, girl. Ooh, baby, here I am, signed, sealed, delivered, I'm yours. That's why I know you're my heart's desire. Ooh, my baby, set my soul on fire. Ooh, baby, here I am, signed, sealed, delivered, I'm yours. Here I'm, baby, I'm signed, sealed, delivered. Here I'm, baby, I'm signed, sealed, delivered. Here I'm, baby, I'm signed, sealed, delivered. Here I'm, baby, I'm signed, sealed, delivered, I'm yours. Oh, man, that brings back good memories. I used to play that with my friend Glennis Jones, masterful guitar player. Was a specialist on Motown. Well, he could play anything, but I'm just saying he actually had played in touring acts for the Marvelettes and Edwin Starr and Marvin Gaye. So he really knew the Motown catalog like the back of his hand, and all those great old, and he was playing in a group at the time when he and I came together and formed our little duo. He had been playing in a marvelous act that kind of did the casino circuit called the BB Drifters Review, and they played, the Drifters, the Coasters, the Platters, and of course all the great Motown stuff through the 60s and 70s, and so he was really fun to play this stuff, and we would do that song, and at the end of it, he'd look at me, he's over there, and he used to like to wear his hair in an afro on purpose. He actually had two hairstyles he would go back and forth, and of course he could pull them off. This is the only look that a white guy like me can pull off, but Glennis could change it up, and he'd either wear an afro or he would do the Chuck Berry greaser look, and it was just A-class cool every time. We'd get done playing that song, and he'd look over at me and he'd go, "That's what you call feel-good music. That's what you call feel-good music there, Mr. Steve. That's what you call feel-good music." Anyway, good memories. Jan, I'm going to have to take a rain check on travel and prayer. That's not one that I have worked up at this point in time. So I'm going to do Ballad of Billy the Kid for you instead today. But it's one that's on my radar of things that I need to work up. It's one of my remaining Billy Joel songs that I kind of need to get under my fingers. Rode a boy with a 6-gun in his hand, staring like a crime, made him a legend in his time, east and west of the Rio Grande. Started with a bank in Colorado, pocket of his vest, a Colt he hid. His age and his size took the teller by surprise, and the word spread of Billy the Kid. He never traveled heavy, he always rode alone, and he soon put many old guns to shame. Never had a sweetheart, he never had a home. The cowboy and the rancher knew his name. He robbed his way from Utah to Oklahoma. The lodges could not seem to track him down. Served his legend well for the folks that love to tell about when Billy the Kid came to town. kid. He never traveled heavy, yes, he always rode alone, and he soon put many old guns to shame. Never had a sweetheart, but he finally found a home underneath the Buddha grave that bears his name. A town known as Oyster Bay, Long Island, rode a boy with a six-pack in his hand. There in a lot of crime, made him a legend in his time, east and west of the Rio Grande. All right, here's one for our friend Brian Sharbowitz, if I'm understanding the request correctly. Daniel is traveling tonight on a plane. I can see the red tail lights heading for Spain. Oh, and I can see Daniel waving goodbye. It looks like Daniel must be the clouds in my eyes. They say Spain is pretty, though I've never been. But Daniel says it's the best place he's ever seen. Oh, and he should know he's been there enough. Lord, I miss Daniel. Oh, I miss him so much. Oh, Daniel, my brother, you are older than me. Do you still feel the pain of the scars that won't heal? Your eyes have died, but you see more than I. Daniel, you're a star in the face of the sky. Daniel, my brother, you are older than me. Do you still feel the pain of the scars that won't heal? Your eyes have died, see more than I. And Daniel, you're a star in the base of the sky. Daniel is traveling tonight on a plane. I can see the red tail lights headed for Spain. Oh, and I can see Daniel waving goodbye. Looks like Daniel must be the clouds in my eyes. Oh God, it looks like Daniel must be the clouds in my eyes. All right, let's do something for our friend Ruth Hooker. Gosh, we could do a little Warren Zevon. Or we could do some ABBA. These are not easy questions to answer, Ruth. Whatever choice I make, I'm leaving something good on the table. Okay. I think I am in the mood for some Werewolves here. Saw a werewolf with a Chinese menu in his hand, walking through the streets of Soho in the rain, looking for the place they call Lee Ho Folks. Gonna get a big dish of beef chow mein, yeah. Werewolves of London. Werewolves of London. hear him howling around your kitchen door. You better not let him in. A little lady got mutilated late last night. Werewolves of London again. Ah, ooh, werewolves of London. Ah, ooh, yeah. Ah, ooh, werewolves of London. Ah, ooh. He's a hairy-handed gent who ran amok in Kent. Lately he's been overheard in Mayfair. Better stay away from him. He'll rip your lungs out, Jim. I'd like to meet him. I'd like to meet his tailor, that's right. Ah, ooh, werewolves in London. Ah, ooh. Ah, ooh, werewolves in London. Ah, ooh, yeah. Saw Lon Chaney walking with the Queen, doing the Werewolves of London. Saw Lon Chaney Jr. walking with the Queen, doing the Werewolves of London. Saw a werewolf drinking a pina colada at Trader Vic's. His hair was perfect. Ah, ooh, werewolves in London. Ah, ooh. Ah, ooh. Ah, ooh. Yeah. All right, this is for our friend Our Lady's Soldiers. Little James Taylor. Just yesterday morning, they let me know you were gone. Suzanne, the plans they made put an end to you. Woke up this morning and I wrote down this song, but I can't remember who to send it to. Well, I've seen fire and I've seen rain, sunny days that I thought would never end, lonely times when I could not find a friend, but I always thought that I'd see you again. you look down upon me, Jesus? Gotta help me make a stand. Just gotta see me through another day. My body is aching and my time is at hand. I won't make it any other way. I've seen fire and I've seen rain, sunny days that I thought would never end, and lonely times when I could not find a friend. But I always thought that I'd see you again. Now I'm walking my mind to an easy time with my back turned toward the sun. Lord knows when the cold wind blows, it'll turn your head around. There's hours of time on the telephone line to talk about things to come. Sweet dreams and flying machines, pieces on the ground. Oh, I've seen fire and I've seen rain, and sunny days that I thought would never end. Seen lonely times when I could not find a friend. But I always thought that I would maybe see you one more time again. I've seen fire and I've seen rain, sunny days that I thought would never end, and lonely times when I could not find a friend. But I always thought that I would maybe see you one more time again. All right, and here's one for Sharby. Okay, take two. I don't know where my hands went wrong, but they went wrong. Let's try that again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, what in the world? I've only played this song 14,000 times. There it is. Take 3. Okay. Good thing I'm still not the least bit worried about looking like a fool in public. Okay, here we go. I was walking down the street one day, a man came up to me and asked me what the time was that was on my watch. Yeah, and I said, does anybody really know what time it is? Does anybody really care? So I can't imagine why we've all got time enough to cry. As I was walking down the street one day, a pretty lady looked at me and said her diamond watch had stopped a cold day. And I said, does anybody really know what time it is? Does anybody really care? If so, I can't imagine why we've all got time enough to cry. Everybody's hurrying. I don't care about time. I don't care. All right, and our friend Alana, forgive me, I don't know whether your last name is pronounced Afton or Often, but Alana is here and wants to hear some Jim Croce, one of my favorite dudes. This one's my favorite of Jim Croce's, but not by tons. I've got about 10 of his songs that I pretty much adore. Oops. Like the one. But like blah, 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 blah. Maybe I should put the lyrics up. I feel like I know this song. I am having a good one today, folks. Like the pine trees lining the winding road. I bet if I'd have said that right, I would have completed the whole song without a single mistake. But we will never know that. Pine trees lining the winding road. I got a name. I got a name. Like the singing bird and the croaking toad. I got a name. I got a name. And I carry it with me like my daddy did. But I'm living a dream that he kept here, moving me down the highway, rolling me down the highway, moving ahead so life won't pass me by the north wind whistling down the sky. I've got a song, I got a song. The whippoorwill and the babies cry. I got a song, I got a song, and I carry it I'm gonna go there free. Like the fool I am and I'll always be. I got a dream, I got a dream. They can change their minds, but they can't change me. I've got a dream, oh, I've got a dream. I know I can share it if you want me to. If you're going my way, I'll go with you. Moving me down the highway, rolling me down the highway, moving ahead till life won't pass me by. Moving me down the highway, rolling me down the highway, moving ahead till life won't pass me by. Okay, thanks for that request, Alana. Let's do some Paul McCartney here for Jake Strapoli. For me, I always kind of thought this was the masterpiece of his post-Beatles career. I try to do this one justice. I saw Paul in 2002, and when he launched into this song, it was one of the, like, just for somebody who's been to, I'm sure that the number of concerts that I've, like A-level concerts like that I've been to now is over 100. And for someone who's been to a hell of a lot of shows, this is one of the, 5 greatest performances I've ever seen. The whole concert was that way, but this song in particular is really just like one of the diamonds in my collection. And anyway, he really gave it everything that he had, and I try to do the same thing when I do it. It just requires an enormous amount of heart and passion to make this song sell. So anyway. Let's see here. Just have to remember how it starts and then we're good. Anyway, this was for his beautiful wife, Linda. Baby, I'm amazed at the way you love me all the time. Maybe I'm afraid of the way I love you. Baby, I'm amazed at the way you pulled me out of time. You hung me on a line. Baby, I'm amazed at the way that I really need you. Maybe I'm a man, maybe I'm a lonely man who's in the middle of something that he doesn't really understand. Maybe I'm a man, but you're the only woman who could ever help me. Baby, won't you help me to understand? That he doesn't really understand. And maybe I'm a man, you're the only woman who could ever help me. Baby, won't you help me to understand? Ooh, maybe I'm amazed at the way you're with me all the time. Maybe I'm afraid of the way I leave you. Maybe I'm amazed at the way you help me sing my song. You right me when I'm wrong. Maybe I'm amazed at the way that I really need you. Yeah, 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 yeah. So maybe I'm a man, and I'm a lonely man in the middle of something that he doesn't really understand. Maybe I'm a man, you're the only woman who could ever help me. Baby, won't you help me to understand? So maybe I'm amazed. Maybe I'm amazed. Yeah, maybe I'm amazed. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, maybe I'm amazed. Amazed with you. What are my thoughts on Billy Joel as a vocalist? Oh, I think he's incredibly underrated, and he's one of the greatest who's ever been in the recording studio. But it depends on how you rate vocalists. You know, my thing with Billy Joel is he's been massively criticized in his career for not having like a sound. And I mean, he doesn't have like one of those classic, he doesn't have like a Frank Sinatra, booming vibrato or he doesn't have like one of those, raspy, legendary, iconic voices like Springsteen or Kenny Rogers or something, or Rod Stewart. But what he had was an enormous range and an absolute, like, he was such a chameleon. He could sing the way he needed to sing for the song in front of him. That's what I loved about him. The fact that he didn't have one sound, the fact that if somebody did not know anything about Billy Joel and you played them Piano Man and then you played him We Didn't Start the Fire and then you played him Uptown Girl, there's a very good chance they'd have absolutely no idea that it was the same person. Like not even an inkling of an idea that it was the same person. To me, that's his genius, that's a feature, not a bug. So I thought he could use his voice in more ways than most singers could. He could sing high, he could sing low, he could sing middle, he could sing with dirt, he could sing clean, he could sing soft and pretty, he could sing, ferociously. At his peak, he doesn't have quite that prowess today. His voice has weakened from what it was at his highest prime, but it's still very good. But in his prime, I think he was one of the great singers of all time. And anyone who disagrees with me on that, the reason they're disagreeing with me is because they have a different way of judging the greatness of a singer, And if you're going to judge him, against like, let's say Josh Groban, well, Josh Groban's an incredible singer, but you're going to judge him on a totally different set of criteria than you would Billy Joel. So that's my thought, and I've felt that way since I was 12 years old. No, I've never tried to sing a song in French. I have to admit, I am uncomfortable anytime I try to speak even a few lines of French. I'm uncomfortable. I don't, the accent and the dialect is very difficult for me. Some of the sounds and the spellings don't make sense to me, so it would take a lot of study for me to do that. And I'm that's kind of strange. I'm usually fairly good with accents and mimicking and that kind of stuff, but but French has as they say here, French has my number. Hi, John. Good deal. Thanks, Leo. All right. Well, guys, I have to tell you, I'm not sick or anything. I'm well, but I have had a hell of a week, and I'm exhausted. It's just been a real crazy week in my personal life, and so I'm gonna play one more song, and I'm gonna get out of here for today. I'm gonna stop a little earlier than normal, but thanks for being here. Thank you very much for being here. This is one that I put out on my 2018 album, which is called Keep This Party Rolling, and this is the final track. And it's about when your life is about to end one season and begin a new season. And it's called When a Story Ends, and I'm going to leave you tonight with that one. Everybody wants me to feel better, and everyone says it'll be okay. And deep inside my heart I will believe them, but I'm not ready to feel that way. Constant is that everything will change now and then. So I just need another day of sorrow, then I'll get back on my feet again. When a story a new one begins, and the times ahead can all be just as fun. So I'll say goodbye and have one last cry. Then tomorrow I'll start to move on. When you have to walk away from something you love, when you close the book on part of who you've been, it's like a long-time friend of yours is dying, and you know things can't be the same again. When a story say goodbye and have one last cry. Then tomorrow I'll start to move on. I guess that's how life goes. We're just along for the ride. I'll start to move on. So I'll say goodbye and have one last cry. Then tomorrow I'll start to move on. All right, guys, check out my original music on all the streaming services. Just look me up at my name, Steve Lungrin. Okay, I got to get out of here, go take a nap. Get ready for the next week. Thanks all for being here. Remember, if you're a musician, if you're not having fun when you're making music, you're doing it wrong. And for everybody, give out as much love as you can to as many people as you can, as often as you can, because none of us knows when our particular ride's going to come to an end. So leave it all on the playing field and don't have any regrets. I love you guys, and I will see you next week. Programming note, I will not be here on Wednesday. I have a date with my mom. We're going to spend some time together Wednesday, and so I won't do a show that day, but I'll be back here next Sunday. So take care, everyone. Bye-bye.